Konnichiwa, I am Ono. To all of you who are planning a trip to Japan and are interested in Japanese culture and scenery. Today, I would like to share with you 15 useful information that you should know before your trip to Japan. Japan is known for its beautiful scenery, rich culture, and amazing food. But you can double your enjoyment of your trip to Japan by understanding the 15 things I am about to share with you in advance. So let's get started. Number 1. Time difference. Traveling to Japan requires physical adjustment due to different time zones. Especially in the US and Europe, the time difference is more than 10 hours, so appropriate measures are necessary to prevent jet lag and physical discomfort. First, as a measure that can be taken before traveling, it is important to adjust your daily rhythm to the Japanese time from a few days before departure. For example, it is effective to adjust your body clock to Japanese time in advance by changing your eating and sleeping times to match the time of your destination. Also, be sure to drink plenty of water during the flight and try to promote blood circulation in your body by stretching and walking on the plane. And the key is to adopt a rhythm of life that adjusts to local time as soon as possible after arrival. Sleeping on local time as early as possible will help alleviate the symptoms of jet lag. Also, exposure to sunlight during the day will help reset your body clock. So moderate exercise outdoors or taking a walk is also recommended. Number 2. Understand the weather and seasons. The climate in Japan differs from season to season. Spring is the season when cherry blossoms are in full bloom and the weather is mild and pleasant. During the cherry blossom season, cherry blossom viewing events are held all over Japan, and beautiful scenery can be enjoyed. But summer is hot and humid, so protection against heat and sunburn is necessary. While you can enjoy playing in the water at the beach or pool, be careful to avoid heat stroke. Autumn is a season of beautiful foliage and cool weather. The autumn foliage in historic cities, such as Kyoto and Nara, is especially breathtaking. Winter is cold, but there are also snowy landscapes, hot springs, and winter sports to enjoy. It is advisable to enjoy a comfortable trip by preparing appropriate clothing and personal belongings for each season. In addition, it is important to note that because of Japan's long north-south geography, temperatures in the north and south can vary by more than 68 degrees Fahrenheit. If you are planning to travel throughout Japan, I recommend that you check the weather and temperature in each region before you travel. Number 3. Transportation choice. Japan has a convenient public transportation system. In major cities, trains and buses are the main means of transportation, but be aware that some stations are complicated to change trains. Shibuya Station, where I use every day, is sometimes called Tokyo's Maze because it can take more than 10 minutes to walk up and down multiple stairs just to change trains. So, if you get lost or don't know where you are going, ask the station staff or the people around you. Also, be careful during rush hour. From 6 to 9 a.m. and from 5 to 7 p.m., the trains are packed with office workers and students, and it can be chaotic. Number 4. Take care of your valuables. It is very important to take care of your valuables while traveling, not only when traveling in Japan. Especially in tourist areas and crowded places, the risk of theft or loss is increased. Keep valuables on your person whenever possible and store them in a safe place, such as in a hotel safety deposit box. And when going out, it is best to carry as little luggage as possible and to keep valuables in an inconspicuous space. If you happen to lose your valuables, do not be hasty and inquire at hotels, train stations, or police stations. Japan is known as a country with a high lost and found rate, so don't give up and try to find it. Number 5. Language barriers. There is no need to worry if you do not speak Japanese, but learning basic phrases and words will help you communicate smoothly with local people. For example, it is useful to learn basic greetings such as thank you and excuse me, as well as phrases that can be used when asking for directions. English may be understood in some cases, but in rural and non-touristy areas, English may not be understood in some situations. So it is recommended to have a translation application installed on your smartphone. Number 6. Dining etiquette. In Japan, dining etiquette is considered important. For example, there is the use of chopsticks, how to eat, and eating quietly when eating in public places. If you are unable to use chopsticks, ask the waiter at the restaurant, as many restaurants provide forks and spoons. Another uniquely Japanese culture is that of slurping noodles. Please do not be offended if you see someone slurping noodles at a ramen or soba restaurant. Number 7. Cash preparation. As Japan becomes increasingly cashless, more and more stores are accepting credit cards and QR payments, but there are still many stores that only accept cash. In rural areas and small stores, you may be required to pay only in cash, so it is important to always have enough cash. Especially be aware that many ramen stores only accept cash when buying meal tickets. Therefore, it is crucial to have a minimum amount of money with you to enjoy a trip to Japan, rather than not carrying any cash at all. Number 8. Rules for the hot springs. Although there are numerous hot springs in Japan, there are several rules that must be followed when entering a hot spring. For example, you are required to wash yourself before entering hot springs and not to bring bath salts or towels into the public bathtub. Furthermore, when entering a hot spring, you should not use your cell phone and try to maintain quietness with other guests. Also, in Japan, tattoos are generally not allowed in hot springs. This is because that unlike other countries, there is a belief in Japan that tattoos are reserved for gangsters. But don't worry, just because you have a tattoo does not mean that you cannot enter a hot spring at all. You can enter hot springs even if you have a tattoo by covering it up with a sticker. Also, there are many private hot springs in Japan, so you may want to use such places. Now that I have explained the 8 key points to consider before traveling to Japan, from now on, I will explain them at an even higher pace. Number 9. Manners at shrines and temples. There are many shrines and temples in Japan, and these places require special manners and etiquette. For example, when visiting a shrine, there are purification rituals such as washing hands and rinsing the mouth at a water purification facility. In addition, there are certain manners when making offerings at shrines, so please refer to the appearance of local people. Furthermore, when taking pictures, it is important to respect the privacy of the people around you and the priests, and to observe the manners and rules. Number 10. Accommodation choice. There are a variety of lodging facilities in Japan, but it is important to choose the one that best suits your needs. There are many choices, including hotels, ryokan, guest houses, and capsule hotels. But it is a good idea to compare locations, facilities, services, and rates before making a reservation. Number 11. Understanding of culture and customs. Japanese culture and customs are diverse, and some of them are difficult for foreigners to understand. For example, there is the custom of taking off shoes indoors and eating meals holding dishes. By understanding these cultures and customs well in advance, you will be able to enjoy your stay in Japan more. Furthermore, you can gain a deeper understanding of Japanese culture and customs if you actively create opportunities to learn about them through interaction with local people. Number 12. Separating trash. In Japan, garbage separation is mandatory in many areas. Therefore, check local rules during your stay. Also, if you are a tourist staying in the area, your hotel or lodging may provide information on how to separate and dispose of garbage. If you are not sure, ask the receptionist or staff. Additionally, the number of trash cans in public places is unusually small compared to other countries. So, be sure to dispose of your trash at your hotel or other such places. Number 13. Preparing the power adapter. Because of the different voltage and outlet configuration in Japan, you will need a power adapter when using electrical appliances brought from abroad. Preparing the appropriate adapter beforehand will avoid inconvenience during your trip. What's more, hotels and accommodations often have power adapters and conversion plugs available for rent, so you should inquire at the reception desk or front desk if you need one. It is also useful to consider charging methods other than power adapters, such as USB chargers and mobile batteries. Number 14. Wi-Fi. Smartphones are indispensable when traveling in Japan, and communication is essential to use a smartphone. Therefore, before traveling to Japan, you should prepare a SIM for international travel or rent a Wi-Fi router. In recent years, free Wi-Fi has become available in an increasing number of places in Japan, but the speed can be slow and registration can be time-consuming, so having a rental Wi-Fi router is essential for a comfortable trip to Japan. Also, there are plans that include the power adapter mentioned in Section 13 in the rental Wi-Fi, so be sure to check before your trip. Number 15. Interaction with local people. Finally, to enrich your trip to Japan, enjoy interacting with the locals. Japanese people are generally kind and polite, so try to communicate with them actively. You will be able to create wonderful memories while experiencing the local cuisine and culture. Also, by getting advice from the locals, you can enjoy hidden gems and local experiences. So in this video, I introduced 15 things you should know before traveling to Japan. Japan is an island nation with many unique cultures. Remember the things introduced in this video to enjoy your trip more comfortably. Finally, this is a review of the 15 points introduced in this movie. Also, Ono in Japan usually provides information on culture and tourism about Japan. If you love Japan or are planning a trip to Japan, please subscribe to my channel and give us a thumbs up. See you again in the next video.